pageant season gotten over?
Of course not, Emma. How can you even say this?
It's been more than 10 days since Miss Universe.
Well, the Miss Universe season cannot get over unless all of you guys watch the Pageant Guru's in depth analysis of the Miss Universe 2023. So, Emma, we have a lot in store. So,
You don't want to miss this, guys. We've got lots to talk about. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are the Pageant Gurus and we are back after a long, much deserved holiday. And
yeah.
The pageant season might be over, but not just quite yet, because we've got our post Miss Universe review, analysis, evaluation, all of it coming up for you right now. And you don't want to miss this because we've got quite a show for you. So Guru, tell our viewers what is coming up now for them.
Exactly, Emma. I'm sure the wait is going to be very worth it. The pageant season has kind of eased out, but this is the right time for all of you guys to see and admire and watch all the latest of what we felt throughout the entire Miss Universe season. So what we'll do, Emma, is very simple. I've divided the whole concept into about 15 or 20 parts, and we're going to deliberate on each of these important elements of the contest, be it the stage, be it the host, be it the final answer, be it Albini's farewell gown. So it's going to be like very, very wow. Okay. So without further ado, let's start with our first section, which is all about the glam, the stage. Have a look. Okay, Emma, what do you
guys.
think of the stage?
I absolutely loved it. I think the one thing that was absolutely spectacular was the stage, because I have not seen a stage like this before, even though we've seen a crisscross thing going on before. This was remarkable. People had all their weird, critics about it, that it was all water, it was all blue. But you know what? It worked. That blue, that everything, the graphics, fantastic. Wow. I think they nailed it 10 out of 10, without a doubt. What about you, Guru?
I think the staging has always been, a pet peeve when it comes to a Miss Universe fan, that we feel that it's always underwhelming. We wanted more. We wanted something big. We wanted a long runway, and I believe this stage ticked all the boxes. It just threw the, MGI staging to one side, says, okay, we are Miss Universe, stop. It's like, bus, it's enough. It just to all the glam that MGI talks about in one shot. I believe the staging was amazing. There was a montage in which they showed the whole concept as to why it was done the way it was. It talked about the whole two cascades coming in. It's about the volcanoes, about the landscapes, about the waterfall, about the power of the waves. And I think that's where they utilized the stage and the colors very effectively. It was also very interesting to see how in some micro moments they really added a lot of color. So when, for example, the individual top 20 were coming out, they had the whole flag across the whole stage coming in. And I think that really added a lot of color and a lot of personal touch to each country when they walked on the stage. Also talk about a bit about the production. The production value is quite high. But the only thing that I didn't feel correct was that one could hear a lot of background noise of the MCs actually talking. There was a lot of background hush hush, and whatever they were talking was echoing and reverberating. So I think that was one element that could have been kind of tested beforehand. I think that was my only pet peeve. But what is your view about having the flags on the stage where they were actually walking? Do you think that was good?
That's not
I'm
good.
I'm
I mean, it should have been
I'm
on the
iffy about
backdrop.
it.
Yeah, you never. This is something that the Guru and I discussed before, also at Miss Supranational, when
Yes.
I forgot her name, when she did her talent round. She put the flag on the ground. You never let the flag touch the ground. This is flag etiquette all around the world, and it's disrespectful to even walk on it. So it was silly that they did it like that. It could have just been on the backdrop, but I found that really disrespectful, and I just don't know why people don't know that. So it's kind of
Mm.
it's a known fact. It's flag etiquette. So very silly they did that. I did not like the fact that people are walking. It brings bad luck as well. But well, there you go.
It looked
I hope they
it
were
looked nice.
listening, and I hope people
Yes.
tell them that what the hell they did wrong. You don't do that. It's actually
I,
very bad for the country. So.
I think another disaster that happened was the whole live bash thing where they, told to buy these tickets, he bought them, and then suddenly everything crashed, and then they said head to YouTube channel. It was a bit chaotic when it came to that production, when it came to the whole staging of the preliminary as well as the national costume. So I believe that's one more lesson that the Miss Universe should learn about the whole production. So choose partners that
It was
that is
sad
going to be
because
huge rather than the whole website crashing down. That
I
was a
was
bit
happy
of
it happened because I got to watch the
correct.
show,
We got to see
and
it free.
many of our fans, many of our followers were trying to buy, but they were not able to buy the
True.
viewing rights as well. So and I think they got the refund. Have you got your refund? I don't know, but it's why do all
Got it.
that? I mean, you want to make money. Come on. I mean, it backfires. It backfires when you have greed. It's
This
called
has
karma,
happened
instant
earlier as
karma.
well. This
Yep.
has happened earlier as well. They've asked to vote and then the voting site crashes. It's happened earlier as well. So just be aware that there are a lot of people who love Miss Universe. So it's not going to be what you expect. Just double it or triple the amount of visits that you expect
Yeah.
to ensure that people are able to have a seamless viewing experience.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next part, all about the hosts.
Hmm.
Okay, so this time we had a lot of women hosts. We had almost 5 hosts. We had Olivia Colpo, we had Jeannie Mai, we had Maria Moranos, we had Katrina Gray, and we also had Zuri Hall. So quite a 5 sum of women. What do you think? Was it too much, too less? What's your view?
What? I mean, these women know how to speak. They are gorgeous women, and they handled it pretty well, I think. It's especially, I mean, I love Katrina, so I would always say Katrina was the best because she's my sweetheart. It's fine, but I guess I would love to see more men as well because you
Mm.
can't exclude men in this. It's ridiculous. You want to make it all women, 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 then you're having trans women in it, and then you're not having men on stage. I mean, it doesn't work. I mean, it
I think
has to be an equal blend of everything. You're having trans women, have a man on stage. I would love to see a man on stage. So,
look,
I'm
it's
sure a
just a
lot of you guys would love that as well. So,
I think it's just a matter of time. I think the gravitas and the power with which Steve Harvey would shout names of contestants
ah,
is matched. Even though there would be negative parts of Steve Harvey, but let's not forget that they always complement, a man and a woman complement each other, and having
yes,
rather than 5 women, at least have one guy.
yeah,
Get us on board next time. I won't mind.
yeah.
The point here is that was one. The second was, I just felt that Jeannie Mai was the tiniest amongst the 3 on the main stage, and
Mm,
she was to
mm,
one side. I wish she would have been put in the center. So at least it looked a bit symmetrical. The
mm.
rest of the 2 were wearing red, and then she was suddenly in black. Somehow it wasn't very coherent.
It did.
I just felt
Wasn't
that
cohesive.
Olivia,
Yeah.
yeah, I just felt that Olivia Culpo came back down. Last year she had done a better job. This year again she went down. Whereas Maria Menounos, I think she did an excellent job, very strong, powerful voice, and that really helped to get the entire audience gunning. What I also loved the fact was the fact that you know Catriona's expressions. I think she's a more than a pageant veteran, she's also a pageant fan. So you can feel
Yes.
when Philippines is not making it. There's so many memes coming out that how you can feel that her heart is there, and I
Yes.
think that really adds a lot of genuineness to the
We
fact that
we
she's
have to
not
do a
the
whole
host.
episode on that entire the controversial moments. That's coming up next because
Yeah.
there's so much that's happened, guys, that we loved and we also hated. Like what the hell moments were there? There were so many what the hell moments. So that's going to be a completely different episode. So wait for that. Which we're going to talk about Katarina Gray's expression, which was very rightful as well. So we've got lots to
But
talk about that, Guru.
before
Uh,
we end this, the one last part about the hosting was the mess up that happened during the swimsuit competition, where they were announcing the name of the delegate before, and then before that, her speech was going on. So lack of coordination there. So I think
yeah, it
bit
was
of too
not
much. When there
produced
are too many cooks
properly.
spoil
Yeah.
the show, I think that was one area where having less number of hosts but clearly defined things could have been really good. Okay, let's move on to the host country. What did you think of the host country? Did El Salvador do justice?
I definitely think they did, and it was fantastic. I mean, it's a
Fabulous.
beautiful country. So I love the fact that they took these girls to all these very important historical sites in their country to showcase El Salvador to us. Because I honestly did not know so much about the country. It's beautiful. It's so much of rich
True.
heritage, and there was I remember we had Miss Bahrain, and she was doing this offering, and it just did not feel out of place, even though religiously a lot of girls would not have done something like that, like a gesture, putting a flower on this thing. But they did, and it was so beautiful that they understood that it's out of respect, and they were showing their culture to people from different countries in a respectful manner so that they don't get offended doing something. So I think they handled that very brilliantly because you had Muslim women as well. So it was lovely. And I think the food was fantastic. Whatever the pictures that were coming up and the videos that the girls were posting, we
The
could see the food
Pusos.
was
Yeah, correct.
yummy. Like,
Absolutely.
oh my
I
God.
think
I wouldn't you find
100
out
marks. The
the
100
dinners?
marks.
Wow, the dinners were like elaborate, like beautifully set dining tables. And I mean, they put everything out to
Yeah.
get these girls, and they met the prime minister. I think they went to
The
the
president. Yeah.
president, the house of the president. Very respectful, So I think these girls were treated beautifully, respectfully, and they really saw El Salvador. And the people are amazing because they showed love to every contestant equally, even though they were
Yes.
favorites.
That's
Whoa.
amazing. I think the audience really cheered for
Yes.
everyone, which was huge.
Yes.
And just to add to your point, Emma, I think when it comes from top down, when the president really is rooting for such a
Yeah.
pageant to showcase the country, I think it just went all the way down till the
Yeah.
very last minute preparations. Extremely
Yeah.
well handled, and the fact that it reminded me of 2003, 2004 when it was done in Panama and Ecuador. So
Yeah.
the Central American and Latin American countries really put in their heart and soul, and these are so
Hmm.
many untapped cultures that really need to be showcased. And I think for the last couple of years, we didn't see that enough when it came to other countries, but I think they really did an excellent job. They
Yeah.
treated each of these delegates as true beauty queens rather than just delegates like we see in MGI. They're just you know, some sort of a woman trying to participate, whereas
Hmm.
these were treated as royal beauty queens, ambassadors of
Yeah.
their country. So I really felt that in the way they staged every part of this contest. So well done, Ecuador, and we look forward to Mexico in
El
20.
Salvador, not
Oh,
Ecuador. El Salvador.
sorry, Mexico. Sorry,
No, you said well done, Ecuador, as it's El Salvador.
okay, El Salvador. Yes, close by. But Mexico next year should be equally interesting. Whew.
Mexico would be beautiful because it has amazing cultures. I would love to see it now,
I
how
would
well
love to
they
see.
do it. And yeah, and I think because Mexico's been doing very good national costumes, so I would be really interested to see what's gonna happen. And whoa, you never know
Okay,
if they might win again. So, okay, what do we have
let's
coming
move
up
to
next?
the top 20.
Oh my God. This was I don't know. I think I had so much of anxiety during the top 20 announcement. How did you feel about the top 20?
I
I'm
think,
opening for a bit.
like we have a populist budget, I just felt it was a very populist vote. So everyone is included. It was like trying to keep everyone happy. We
Ah,
had the curvy
true,
women in, we had the
true.
trans women in, we
Yeah,
had the mothers
one
in.
of each.
It just get everyone in, make everyone happy. Everybody should feel happy about it. So from that point of view, extremely happy. I think I got about 14 out of my 20, so which was great. I didn't get Mexico, I didn't get Dominican Republic, didn't get Brazil, didn't get Costa Rica, didn't get Canada, didn't get Guatemala. So for me, I think the shockers was Namibia, which I did not expect, and I did not even expect. I think Namibia was, I think, the most surprising when it came to the top 20. I was
Hmm.
happy that India made it. I think she really shouted the loudest when it came to the opening. So I think India, Shweta Sharda, India, and Deepika Garrett, Nepal, I think these were the two loudest that shouted when they were introducing themselves. So great to see both South Asian countries shout. Uh, for me, South Africa, yes, I was expecting her, but I just felt that she had lost the charm. Somehow, something was missing that in the finals for me. The other part was the crossover queens. We saw Puerto Rico, who was from supranational, she made it. Thailand, again,
Hmm.
Miss Supranational, she made it. Venezuela
Hmm.
from Miss Earth, she made it. Mexico
Hmm.
also from Miss Earth made it.
Hmm.
Nicaragua from Miss World made it. So Peru from Miss Grand International made it. So a lot of the crossover queens really did make it. So that was what I felt about the whole top 20. For me, the Ultukuyo Award, which is primarily someone who you really expect to come and did not place, would be Mexico. I do think that Mexico is someone that I had put high in my list, but she did not make it.
Hmm.
So that's for me the Ultukuyo Award winner. Any
Hmm.
shockers for you, Emma?
I think you were very right on saying that they just made it like a mixed bag because they wanted to please everybody. But eventually, I do feel that they already had planned who they really wanted to see win, and I think that's what I got from the organization itself. That they already had pre-decided that okay, we know who we want to see in the top three. That's how the competition went, and there were a lot of girls that were not given that sort of chance to speak, and that's where I completely lost it because I was like, okay, what's happening? So yeah, they got a trans woman, they got a curvy woman, they got a married woman, and then they got a Muslim woman, which was Pakistan, well deserved, rightfully had to be
Hmm.
there. She earned that spot. So I don't think that was like one of those, okay, let's get them in and get popularity votes. No, she rightfully earned that place, Pakistan. So I was very happy that Pakistan came. Chile, I'm not sure what Chile did, or Namibia, I don't know what they did. But I mean, I loved Australia, the most beautiful girl, but I'm very surprised how boring she is. I mean, oh my God, I'm sorry. She was so boring. I'm like, what is she talking about? And I'm like, really, girl? I mean, you're taking Australia, but you don't bring Philippines in. So this entire top 20 gimmick again is just to get all the oh, guess how inclusive and how cool we are. But then when it came to top 10 and then when it came to top 5, then you knew what was going on, so it was disaster for me from
Okay,
top.
okay, okay, Emma. So we are just talking of top 20. We'll come to the top 10 as well. So out of the top 20, what happened in swimsuits? Were you happy with the fact that they ditched the capes, which were so messy, looked like Amazon curtains?
I'll
Thanks.
explain it to you exactly. And I'll tell you when the cape was ditched. Exactly the moment when the cape was ditched was when poor Miss Bahrain was given a garbage bag to wear at 19. And you could have given her a bodysuit, but you give her a garbage bag and she's trying to make it work. And it was the funniest meme that came out. And that was the moment everyone's like, okay, we're not going to do the cape. And then I never saw the cape on anybody because that was like a disaster, right? I think they should just ditch the cape. The swimsuits were beautiful and they all rocked it. I think for me, Nepal was sexy. Whoa, my curves, my God. And when you see a curvy woman with boobs, and then you see everyone also plain Jane bodies, I was like, honestly, I was that. Although Nicaragua rocked it, Australia rocked it. Woo woo. Philippines, let's not even go there, man. That girl can never do anything wrong. So it was amazing. I love the swimsuit round, but I do feel that it was sad that these guys gave garbage bags to Pakistan and Bahrain. They're young girls, bodysuits, like what Evelyn Khalifa was wearing. How hard is that to make? So I think
True.
it was, I think yeah, it was nonsense, and we did feel that the swimsuit round, some girls were so strong that they could have just gone to top five, but sadly they did not. However, your thing on Miss India coming into top 20, again, we knew that she was going to make top 20. She was loudest when she spoke, yeah, but she was also loud in a negative way. She was too boisterous. She was being too over the top, and I did not like it. And I think you and I called it out that she was not gonna progress more than top 20, and we knew it. We
True.
knew it,
Very
and
true.
everyone was like she's gonna win. She herself got very smug by saying she's gonna bring back the crown in El Salvador, saying it a couple of times, and we knew it was not gonna happen. So you know what? We knew she was gonna make it, but that's it. And I think India has been making the cut, but not progressing. So not surprised, not just surprised, but also surprised at top 20. And so that's what happened for me.
So just my two bits more. I believe that last year's capes were much better compared to this year, where they had a chance to express what they feel about, their advocacy. So that was great. I just loved the way Nicaragua opened this whole segment. Loved the music. It was high pitched. And the moment you saw her, there was this winning glow. She was effortless. She was happy. She was enjoying it. She was owning the stage. So I really loved it. India, though she had a lot of energy, that Baba Boom energy, she did the double, spin as well. But because of that excitement, she lost control. After that spin, she was as if she has conquered the world. It was great, but her technique was suffering because of that. So if you see, she lost a few camera angles, which were very important at that time. So I believe that was one reason why she did not advance to the top 10. Okay, let's move to the top 10. Any surprises or any shocks that you found in the top 10?
I think, wait, I have the top 10 list here. Puerto Rico, Thailand, Peru, Colombia, Nicaragua, Philippines, El Salvador, Venezuela, Australia, Spain. Yeah, I mean, I got bored. Like I said, after top 20, I was like, all right, there were a few good countries that we missed out, like Great Britain. What happened? So there were a lot of countries that I think were very strong. I guess, but I kind of knew it was gonna go going that way because I love Nicaragua. I love that she's top three for me. Philippines was like my favorite to win. Although I did put at three because I felt there was gonna be some scandal, and it did, right? So I was happy these two made it. I was also happy Venezuela made it because I was very excited about Venezuela. So when these three came, I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm fine. So I was okay to top 10.
True. I think for me, I had 7 out of my 10 in the top 10. I did not have India, Nepal, and South Africa. South Africa, I felt, did not give the full buzz she was used to. But I did not even expect El Salvador as well as Spain to make it. I just felt that, I think, and even Australia for that. No, Australia was there in my top.
I think I knew El Salvador, but I think, I was shocked about Nepal. But then, like
Even
I said,
Peru came as a shocker to me. I didn't feel that she did enough to actually advance to the top 10. I would have preferred her or India or
Spain, she was
Spain and Peru were.
Peru, like, yeah, Nepal could have come because that girl was intelligent and she speaks well. So I don't know why, for what reason, why Nepal couldn't have come. Even Pakistan could have come. So that was where this is where I think these two girls could have taken the place. Nepal and Pakistan could have taken the place of Peru and Spain. You guys are not going to like that, but I'm sorry, that's how I feel. But that's, I think, where I was kind of heartbroken. Was like Nepal was my favorite to win for all.
But I just feel it's such a double standards when we looked at Nepal. The entire team or the entire audiences were really cheering like there's no tomorrow. But at the same time, 1 year back, Harnaz is being booed. So I really don't understand where are we going. Is it in 1 year? Have we changed this thing? So I was a little confused.
This is how it's going to happen for a while because when you look at bullying, it does not just happen in pageants. I'm a crazy football fan, all right, nuts. chaotic. Like, you can't even explain how crazy I am. And I've seen that because you have players that are so amazing. They're young players, 19-year-olds. They are fantastic throughout the season. One mishap and they hate it to a point that they are going for psychiatric treatment to deal with bullying. To a point, it comes to racism, and it also comes to trying to attack them and harm them, right? So this is just not here, Guru. It's everywhere, in every part of life we are seeing this. This is something with human nature that has just seemed to be malfunctioning. And that's where I get concerned, because yeah, today Nepal is loved. There were pageant vloggers who were hating her the minute she was popular, and she worked it. So she earned that respect. She earned that popularity, which she was actually gorgeous. There is a video with her now. She's with Alicia Mercado, and they're both together. And she's talking because she had to lose weight, Alicia, when she gained weight. But this girl rocked it. She looked fantastic in a swimsuit. And now there are a lot of her pictures of her in a bikini, and I'm like, my God, this girl is hot. So is she gonna keep that love going on for her, or eventually people are gonna start hating her when the whole buzz goes off? God knows, but that's how people are. It's sad. So we just need you guys to awaken and realize what really matters, and self-reflect and think about your own self, how perfect you are. Nobody's perfect, like I said. It's sad. Gimmicks. When I say gimmicks, it's like the organization is playing gimmicks to get popularity. But I'll tell you something, Guru. I'm never going to see a trans woman win. Not because I'm saying it. Miss Universe will never crown a trans woman. They'll never crown a curvy woman. So we're not going to see that for a while. You're going to
We're
see them
still
compete.
in a while.
Yeah. It's going to be a very long time till it comes to that point where they're going to be actually, talk the talk, walk the walk thing, which you say. That's what's actually happening here.
Another thing what I
Okay.
about the swimsuit is that they and always talked about the fact that from it's not going to be about the swimsuit competition. It's more a women empowerment, and that's why last year from the top 20, all of them actually top 20, I think, or top 15, I'm forgetting. They went. They showed all of them went through the swimsuit. All of them went through the evening gown. Rather than this year, where there was a cut from top 20 to top 10 based on swimsuits. So again, you are using the physical aspects of beauty to judge or to kind of distill 10 out of the top 20. So I think that was one area where I felt that Anne did not live up to her promise. Second, we were expecting scores to be shown. I didn't see that as well.
Yeah, we talked about that. Is like what was going on, because I think the minute when I knew when the scores were not being put up, this was rigged. This was like I just knew that they already knew who they wanted to crown, and I know they know exactly who they did not want to crown, so they made sure that person did not come in top 5, and that's outrageous nonsense.
So, so let's move on to
So,
the
to-
evening gown competition, one of my favorite
ah,
parts.
yeah, we
Let's
are.
start with Miss Puerto Rico. How do you think her gown was?
The purple one, right? The purple
The
pink
purple
one.
and the blue, yeah, pink and purple, yeah.
With the little KP thing.
On the
It
show.
was pretty. It was a lovely color. It was pretty, and she styled herself well. I wasn't wowed by her, honestly. I wasn't. The styling was brilliant. She looked beautiful, but that's it. Not wowed at all.
I think for me it was a wow moment because I've seen the last
You
couple of
loved it, yeah. You
uh,
were like so
Miss
happy
Puerto
and
Rico's.
excited.
I've seen how they have, and in fact, a preliminary competition gown was okay. So seeing her really dazzle it out, I think was great. It was suiting her. She was, and in fact, it was flowing along with the stage as if she was part of the stage. The color of the stage was quite similar to the dress. Enjoyed that. What I did not enjoy next was actually Australia's gown was very, very basic. It reminded me of 2012 Miss Australia's gown. So nothing new that she brought on the board. In fact,
It
she
was not a good
even
color,
tipped a bit.
and
If before just entering, there was a bit of a
she did.
hesitant switch. So I don't know how she managed to get into the top 5. I have no clue. We've seen India's gown, and thankfully she did not get into the top 10 because we would have all scrapped that gown. Why? Indians, we don't learn our lessons each time. Please learn it. I wish we could have just, I have no words. We are going
There's a reason
another
why
gown.
Saisha Shinde was posting these images of the gown, because she was
Amazing.
irritated because her gown was not chosen. And I think she was making a very clear point to why she was putting those pictures up, because we were shocked because usually it never happens.
True.
happens, the organization never shows the gown before few minutes. And I think Saisha Shinde's gown was far better than the atrocity that she was going to wear, that red or what she would have not
Yeah,
been able to walk. The train looked too heavy. Same problem with
too
Dimita Rai
basic,
when she was trying to, yeah, it was the same thing. I don't know what you guys are
too
doing here.
basic.
I don't know. I mean,
It's just too
so
basic.
basic. There's no way she could have won in that gown.
Yeah,
The dark navy blue gown that she did the twirl, yeah, that could have worked. She could have just worn that again
just
and it
on
would
that
have
again.
probably
Yeah.
worked. Yeah. So disappointing on that. Good we didn't
And I
see
would
it.
have loved to see Pakistan actually be in the top 10. That gown was
Oh my
amazing.
God. That was
Then
the
it would have
best
been like game
gown.
on. That
Game
could have
on.
been
That's what I'm
taken to
sad
the
by.
top 5.
Yeah, top 10, Peru out, Spain out, Nepal in, Pakistan in. That's something I
Yeah,
wanted to see. So it
very
was very
true.
bad judging.
What
Yeah.
is your view on Colombia's silver gown with rhinestones and
It's so
everything?
forgettable.
It
So
is, it's what we've seen Colombia's wear every year. However,
yeah.
they say when something is working, don't let it, don't tamper with it. I think that really worked because last year we saw Miss Colombia wear a pink gown and then a green gown, and she did not
Hmm.
advance. So it's basically if you know something is working for you, continue with it. And she looked beautiful. I loved her cheekbones. She worked the gown well. It was about her, not about the gown. So I was quite happy with that. Let's move on to Miss Nicaragua's gown. What did you think?
Oh my God. First of all, I saw a recent video about the making of the gown, and then you zoom in and you see, whoa, those pearls, those embellishments. Oh God, it's like a work of art. And although I love like simplistic gowns, which doesn't have too much of sparkle now, that one was amazing. And that blue cape, blue is my favorite color, by the way. And that blue cape, unbelievable. She looked like a goddess. I mean, that's how you nail the evening gown round. The hair, she knew how to style her hair. When you have a cropped bob, you know how to style it. And I hated what Michelle D did throughout the competition with the gel thing. And girl, that's where you lost all points, I think, in terms of styling because you just had that. You want to look edgy. I mean, you could have
Scarecrow.
just taken it. Yeah, it looked terrible, terrible. And she was wearing a very busy gown, so she could have done more. But Nicaragua, goddess,
I
goddess,
just
it's
felt
just
Nicaragua, everything
speechless.
was perfect other than the cape. I think she was finding it a little difficult to maneuver the cape because of its,
It
that
was,
was a bit
but
tricky,
it
so
was
just to
needed.
curl it.
She took it
But
off in one. She took it off for a bit, then she had it back on during the crowning moment. So
smart
that
move.
blue was needed. I guess it could have been a bow or maybe just been something which she didn't have to hold too much. It would have
True.
been easy. But that pop of color was needed on that
Needed.
gown.
And it's also very reminiscent of her flag.
Her
She talked about
flag,
the El
yeah,
Salvador flag as
beautiful.
well as the Nicaraguan flag. That was amazing.
And it matches the
We
crown, as you can see. It matches the crown.
always.
So
And
you
I did not like Venezuela removing the feathery cape. I thought she was looking much better with the feathers.
Yes, this is something I've
It
seen a
felt
lot of gowns.
incomplete.
They have such beautiful, add-ons, and then why do you take it off? Just
Yeah.
keep it, I mean, and that 80s puffy, puffy sleeves, all this is coming back. So bring those bows and big things back. I love seeing, these fluffy frills and everything. And that, if she had that, it kind of reminded me of Russia, Miss World Russia, the one before Miss Jamaica one, before Aishwarya Rai one. Russia had worn a black gown and she had this feathery
Yes,
thing. Remember, and she kept it on the
19,
whole time. Remember? Such
19.
a beautiful look. And she held that thing and she was so beautiful and that feathery,
It was like
black
she was a
feathery thing.
part of
So
the
I kind
bouquet.
of like it. Yeah, I still remember. After that was Jamaica, and then after that was Aishwarya Rai. So I'll never forget that Miss Universe where Russia was. So keep it, girls. If you have some wonderful feathery stoles or whatever, keep it on. You're not holding anything throughout the competition. So I'm happy that she brought back the cape, Nicaragua, because that blue was popping. Even though it was looking a little uncomfortable, I loved it. I loved
Mm.
it. So
It
nailed
just
it.
seemed it was royalty. Okay, let's
Yeah.
move to the most controversial gown, Miss Philippines gown. Why did she not progress from that? I think that was a piece of art. I've seen the backstory of the lady
Yes.
who is,
Inspired the
paying
designer.
homage to this gown. And it's amazing how the work of how they do tattoos with the
Yes.
bamboos and the
Yes.
nails.
Yes.
Wow.
It is. I was speechless when she turned around. That you could see the spine. It's like, the what do you call it? The spine, the discs. You could see the discs, whatever that was.
Uh,
Unbelievable. That was an iconic gown. Black. It was sparkly. It was made to perfection. And you know what? She not making top three is absolute nonsense.
top
But
five.
that's she didn't even make top five. I know. Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't even make top five, let alone top three. So it's absolute nonsense what happened there. Oh, I'm still hurt with
Because
that.
I see the consolation prize. She got the voice for change. She got the best national costume. She won the carnival spirit, and she won the fan vote as well. So I just feel, and it's not that her gown performance was bad. I am still trying to figure out, being the devil's advocate, what could have been the reason. If I really need to nitpick, probably I would say that her eyes and she was not able to capture the camera angles 100% fully. But beyond that, I think it was a masterpiece. I have still no idea how she did not advance. And you also saw that, while the
How much
cameraman
of it, Guru, how much of
took
it are these girls being judged on just face value? I mean, there are many contestants who are not that fancy or that beautiful or that gorgeously working it, but they are so amazing and they do win. So, how much of it? I mean, they're not performing monkeys here that they have to be everything perfect with the pose and this girl can speak. Michelle can speak. She can
so,
walk. She can
for
photograph
me,
fantastically. What more do the organization want? She had a very powerful advocacy. And I knew the minute they gave a voice for change, the minute they gave I knew this was like a consolation, like, okay, you know what, let's keep her happy because we are not putting her in top four. I knew something was wrong. That's why when we were doing top 20, you and I were very upset. I put a three, you put a three, I think four or something. So I
for
think so that's what happened because we kind of knew because it was absolutely
and it's amazing.
politics,
The
I think. It's
question
politics.
that was given was actually a question that she had already prepared, and Michelle had worked so hard to make sure that the Q&A portion of her preparation is the best. And it's very unfortunate that she could not get the mic, because I believe if the mic was there, it would be
Game
not a
over. Game over.
cakewalk. It
Yeah.
would not have been a cakewalk for Nicaragua.
No, Nicaragua would
That's
have
And
struggled
even
to have won that.
Iris, Miss Universe 2016, she said that in fact Philippines was in her top five. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure which judges did what, and the way and just brushed it off by saying, get over it, get over it.
Get over it.
That
Yeah.
was very unprofessional at her level. And in fact, there was a video in which Michelle also talks about the fact that she felt uncomfortable because Filipino fans put in so much of heart and soul, and just by brushing it off, I think was not the most generous way of handling such a disappointment, I would say. So, but
This
it
is
is
what exactly what he just said because she's not being professional. I think the only reason, and here's what I'm gonna say, the only reason this Miss Universe was beautiful, it was fun to watch, was because of El Salvador and how they organized it. I don't think anything with the Miss Universe organization by themselves have messed up, to be honest, have clearly messed up on this because they wanted Nicaragua to win and they kind of made it happen. They knew who was not strong in speaking. All right. So they knew who they're gonna put in the top three, they knew who they want to eliminate in top five and top 10. It was all planned. It's so
because
obvious.
even if you look at
Reeks of
the
politics.
camera, if you've seen the camera angles, whenever a top elimination was happening, the cameramen actually knew
They
the spot of countries,
got
so
to
they were
know.
forcing it onto it. But when it came
Yeah.
to the top five, they were focusing on El Salvador and Philippines, knowing that as if
Yeah.
Philippines is coming, and then suddenly they said Thailand, so they had to zoom to the other camera. So it just felt that some, swapping of names have happened. But
Yeah.
these are only we can only guess, and we can only make
Because
our own
when you hear
estimate.
Australia speak and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Really? Seriously,
No.
you mean to tell me in the closed door interview Philippines was worse than Australia? I'm like, come on, girl. Okay, Mariah is gorgeous. She's a model. I see her coming in movies. Okay, but yeah, if you're talking about beauty contestants and you're speaking,
So
if you're talking about advocacy and important issues, this girl could not speak. Her answer was like, what? I was like, why is she even there? Okay, although I loved her, she was on my list, but no, she doesn't talk. How can you do that? So there were a lot of girls who actually spoke well and they were purposely not given a chance. And that's my concern with the Miss Universe organization. And they have made a huge blunder. And here's the sad thing, Filipinos. I love you guys. I love Michelle D. We did a special show on Michelle D, hopefully winning this crown because we didn't see anyone stronger than her. And after seeing Nicaragua's answer, I know Philippines would have nailed that answer. There's no way Nicaragua could have won. Sadly, I don't think Philippines is going to come as a winner for a while now. For a while. And since it's gone back to the
But
Americas,
depends if
Thailand is
if it's
now
still going
gonna.
to be with the and. So that's the whole controversy of the
Yeah.
future of Miss Universe, which will be our next episode. But let's get to the top five. So for me, I had four of my top five predicted, except for Australia. And instead of Australia, I had put Philippines. So I was quite bummed about the fact that Philippines was not there in the top five. Though I do feel that these are very easy questions. If you look at Puerto Rico's question, she bumped. She could not articulate it as well. Australia spoke very simple in terms of the fact that she wants to pass on a message, she wants to push a message. Thailand gave a good answer, in fact, when she talked about bullying and what she would tell about the children.
We
Nicaragua
didn't even
spoke
talk
about
about
humility.
Thailand's gown.
Thailand's Gao,
I
sorry.
don't like it. I don't.
It was just like it's been there, seen that, done that,
Same
brushed
that
it.
half naked look like, come on, yeah, please.
Sometimes it's the
Get some
left
more
leg which
material,
has
yeah.
the cut. Sometimes it's the right side that has got the slit. Sometimes it's the center slit.
And it's like I'm
It's
all
all
naked,
about
but I'm
anniversary.
not naked. Come on, I'm tired of that look, man. We know you have good figures. We know it's obvious you have win swimsuits. You don't have to show that. No, that's what we did talk about Thailand's gone, and I really did not like it. So, yeah,
I
top five.
felt that
I
it
was
was
shocked.
Thailand and Australia were the weakest for me in the top five. Any one of them could
Yeah,
have been replaced by
yeah,
Philippines.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too,
That's
me
what
too.
I.
Yeah, me too. I had Nicaragua, Philippines, El Salvador, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, or Thailand. So yeah, eventually it came, but what Colombia also came, yeah, in top five, right? So
Yeah. Okay, what
it was a
about
mess. It was
your
a
top three? From the top five, do you think the top three were valid? I just felt that, okay, Nicaragua was good. Thailand, they gave a good answer. I was again a bit shocked why if Australia came in the top
Australia.
three. I just felt that Colombia gave a better answer compared to Australia, because she talked about the most important last day of her life is today, where she's actually changing beauty standards and she's standing up for being a mother and representing all of that. So I think that was more effective. But I think they wanted one from the whole Australia region, one from the Asia region, and one from Latin.
You know why? So that it does not look rigged. That's why they just wanted to give a like it was like a googly, a googly with cricket.
No, I
It was
know.
like a googly moment in cricket so that people don't get suspicious that something is going on. So, I mean, it was already known that, okay, Nicaragua is gonna win it. And I think when the final moment happened, I was like, yeah, okay, come on, Nicaragua. It can't be Thailand. There's no way it could have been Thailand. So when Thailand was shocked, I'm like, really? Why? I was like, why is everyone shocked that Thailand didn't win? No way they were gonna win. It's quite obvious. So, it's very strategically done. It had nothing to do with the girls' performances. The real reason of why they were there, it had nothing to do with that. They already knew why it was going to be there. So it's pathetic. I did not like it. I'm very happy Nicaragua won because she was fantastic. However, like I said, if Philippines came on top three, game over for Nicaragua. No way she was winning. They made her win that. They made it easy for her. I'm saying it. You might hate me for that, but in all sincerity, they made it easy for her. What if it was Colombia in top three? How would Nicaragua perform? What if it was Pakistan in top three, Nepal in top three? Oh my God, no, she would have not been able. You know how well these girls speak? Have you heard these girls speak? So if we talked about question answer, it would have been so ridiculous for the judges or the Miss Universe organization to convince the audience that she won. Do you know what I'm saying?
True. True. It was about, carving out that path where it looked very credible.
Yeah, match fixing like we see in cricket. It was like a match
But
fixing.
to do with the winner still deserved every inch of winning. If I
Yeah,
look at her
we obviously Nicaragua was top two for I think a lot of people everywhere. Although I didn't feel it, because I was like, if these judges are going to really be sincere and, inclusive, I was like, okay, Nepal's gonna win. And I did feel Nicaragua was, I think, two for me. Yeah, she was second for me, I think. Yeah. And I was like, she would probably win. So, but because I was being open, and I always will be open. But everybody loved Nicaragua. So there's no reason why we say that she does not deserve to win. She did deserve to win. However, if Michelle Lee, no, she would have lost. That's the reality. So that is what I'm thinking. What are you guys thinking about it? Please let us know in the comments of, do you really feel that it was justified Philippines not making it to top 5 and top 3? That's what I want to know. Nicaragua deserved it. We love her. Amongst all the girls that were standing there in top 5 and top 3, 100% Nicaragua deserved to win. Simple as that. Without a doubt.
I think till the top 10, I believe things were going fine. The moment top 5 came in, I think that's where you could see that something is going not right. And it was like handpicking Philippines and just removing it. It's so obvious. And because of the fact that it was in Latin America, there was not enough support for Philippines in the stage, in the auditorium itself. Otherwise, I'm sure there would have been riots inside the auditorium.
There were, of course. I mean, it was just the Africans and the Indians not going there as much, but I'm sure there were a lot of Filipino bloggers that was there. There were a lot of fans. A few of them did make it. So there was a lot of outrage and things. And social media, they dominated it. Philippines, everyone on the social media were dominating the support, and they were showing the support, and they voted. So what the hell happened? And what are you doing? I mean, I'm tired of your business. I'm tired of everything. This is not you. You don't have the brains to pull it off. El Salvador and the organization did it.
Really put it all the effort.
They put all the efforts. They did everything. But Anne, what have you done? All you did was more controversies, more like, what the hell's going on? And if anyone kicked MGI's butt, if anyone kicked MGI's butt in terms of a beautiful, fantastic show, it's El Salvador, not Anne. Okay.
True.
Okay,
let's move to our ex-queen Arbini. So she had 2 appearances when it came to 2 dresses. The first one was a blue and purple, looked like a dragon. The second one was about I'm not sure what the inspiration was, but it was the costume's color was rightly pointed out or guessed by Emma. She said it's going to be red. It was not designed by her. It was designed by Ryan Fernandez from the Philippines. I just felt it was a bit too costumey.
It was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. I think the dragon gown was fantastic. She could have just come that. It was beautiful, very classy, and it worked with the lovely necklace that she was wearing. But that the color did not match. The headdress and the gown color did not match. And then she looked like, what was she, Joan of Arc? Or she was like, we're gonna put these pictures up. She looked like a medieval, soldier going into battle, where they wear this chain on their head and they hold this sword and they start running. She was looking like that. I'm like, what is she? I thought she was just gonna start fighting with Anne. No, she looked like one of those medieval soldiers going into battle, wearing that, chain on their with the sword and running into the wilderness. I mean, I thought she was just going to start a battle with Anne, because she did not look happy in the farewell walk.
And it was so strange.
Weird energy from her. Go on.
Even I think this lady, one of the, what was her name? Maria Menounos, one of the hosts. She said, and you have to thank someone, right? And then she said, yes, I want to thank Miss Anne for all the opportunities. So it was like...
Yeah, half-hearted. It wasn't real. It didn't feel anything genuine. I mean, there was no emotion in Arvani. Like, I don't know what is she become so...
That's the way she is. I think that's the way she is. We've never seen her very expressive or very emotional. She's a strong...
Plastic. She comes plastic to me. I mean, I had a struggle understanding her reign. I'm like, what is she doing? I mean, okay, everyone's like, okay, Anne's not making her do much of substantial work. Fair enough. But then there's no emotion from her. She talks about something in her advocacy which is so strong about trafficking children and all, but you don't see her moving anything to do something or some gesture or a post or some awareness. Nothing. She did absolutely no awareness on that.
I
I
think
just
only
find
on
her
sustainability is I
fashion, because
think on
I'm
that.
sure she's going to open a boutique somewhere in New York now that
She
she's done
already
with
has.
Miss Universe. Yeah,
She
and then
already
now
has.
she'll have, yeah, so she's just building clients and her popularity, and she's going to use that, and she's already money minded in her business. So it was the most boring rain for me, most boring farewell, and the worst gown I've seen in the farewell. I've seen much better Michael Cinco gowns everyone wears, and everyone's won a beautiful one. She could have just won a, won something simple, and but no, I just
Because
found
she's
her so
always been the
gimmicky.
edgy. She's always been the edgy contestant. Be it her finals gown at Universe, where she had all these crystals, and then having worked with black, similarly with her final gowns. I think that's her style. So I
Okay, let's
don't
say
think she
that's
went
her
outside.
style. But when she was speaking, when it was her final farewell, I did not feel any emotion in her speech. Every contestant has an emotion when they say goodbye, when they say all the thank yous at the end.
True. No, maybe she's
You
not expressive when it comes
sense
to expressing
whether
her
it was
emotions.
sad,
That's okay.
because she doesn't have them. She's just
How can
very
we
dry
say
of
this?
a person. So it's like
No,
when you saw Pia saying goodbye, it was so beautiful. You could see that emotion coming out of
true.
her I mean, because she
Maybe
had a
she's
very
thankful. Maybe she's thankful it's over.
I mean, I think Anne has made it very difficult for Arbany, in all sincerity. I think it's made it very difficult for her to be happy. And there were so many rumors that Arbany herself was absolutely hating the fact that, she got stuck into this role, sort of a thing. Because a lot of pictures with contestants during El Salvador, you don't see her very happy. She's just like, okay, I'm posing, but then she's not truly happy from inside. That's not there. Like, I had a wonderful time and it's all come to an end. Oh, it wasn't like that. It's like, yeah, okay, fine, let's get it over and done with.
What did
Poor
you?
Arbany.
God bless her. Wish her the best.
Yeah.
What about John Legend? Did you enjoy both of
Oh
his?
God, no! I
I
was
just felt okay.
sleeping.
Yeah, I needed a little more. I wish he had chosen
No.
some other song.
I mean, he
It was
sings so well. There's so many songs, upbeat songs he could have sung. It just felt, I don't know, too theatrical, and it just went
wasn't
like
fresh.
no.
Those were iconic songs, but I just felt that could have been, or maybe I'm asking for too much.
I
Okay, the
think they could
top
have just
two.
got somebody else, someone more current, because I think his music is not something that maybe okay, evening gown on, but otherwise I found it very boring. It wasn't even entertaining. Maybe I'm not into that kind of music. Tell me what you
Not
guys
even me.
think. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did
Yeah.
you hate it? Did you get bored? Did you sleep? Because I felt very sleepy during it. Usually we pick up songs from the pageant and we listen to it again and again. And
After
this
that,
one, I think it was Miss Universe or Miss America, I don't know, Heidi Montag.
Miss US, Miss
Passion.
Universe, other
She
time.
sang the song. Yeah, I love that song till now. I listen to Heidi Montag because it's such an amazing song because it gets stuck in your head. So that's the kind
So
of music you want. It should be current and hip, and these girls are young. So
it's
it
like
felt like
yeah, Papa, Daddy. What was it? What was that song?
I'm
Mama,
your
listen to
mother.
mommy. You listen to me.
I mean, MGI is a whole new ballgame after seeing a couple of reels with hero Nawat pushing the girls, kissing the heads together. I mean, what is going on, Nawat? You're making it disgusting now. Please stop. Please stop. We know what you're up to. We know what the mother is up to. Like, stop. Oh God. I'm sorry, but MGI is like
Okay, how was the crowning moment? Let's move to the crowning moment.
ugh, expected. I my heart wasn't beating. Let's just say the heart wasn't racing. I was like, I knew she was gonna win. I was very happy. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
For
Yeah,
me,
you?
I was more relieved than anything else. I believe
But I
that
was happy Thailand did not win. I was happy Thailand did not win
thank
because that
God.
would not have been the justified winner.
So
Nicaragua
I think
definitely.
her final question, she just ended up abruptly. There could have been more material when she talked
Hmm.
of
Yeah,
Malala's
she didn't
recent
utilize her time properly.
time
I
in
think you should utilize it, formulate it while you're speaking quickly. Try and get as much as you can in that moment, because that
That's what
helps.
Catriona said. Catriona said that when she was giving her final answer, she used till the very second and she was out of breath. Whereas here, you could see in her eyes that she wants to say more, and then she decided not to speak more. That feeling you could get. But I do believe overall a very well deserved winner. When she was called out the first
Yeah, yeah.
out of the
I
top
remember when she
20.
was speaking, when Shayness was speaking, she take a breath, smile, and then her brain is working. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. So she has put efforts. She has.
Yeah.
If you guys are thinking no, come on, absolute nonsense. I think she
She
was very,
reminds me
very
of
strong.
Sushmita Sen. I don't know why she reminds me of Sushmita Sen. Her aura, her,
Class, it's that
lady-like quality.
classiness.
Yeah,
It's that
the
elegant,
classiness.
womanly classiness. That's
Yeah,
what we get, and that's what I love to see, a womanly, elegant classiness. And although Philip Michelle is the opposite, she's this edgy, hep, fun girl. So but that does not mean it can't be accepted or worked or loved. Come on, But also Lara Datta had that aura of
actually, yes.
super
That
classy.
whole vibe of being decent, being humble, having tehzeeb, that
Yeah,
quality. But I don't know it. After how many years do we have a short-haired winner? I don't remember when was the last short-haired winner that we had
there
at
was
Miss
one in Miss
Universe.
World. There was one in Miss World who had an exact bob. This is, I think, before Russia, before. I don't remember the name. She wore a black and white gown. You should know this. You're so brilliant at this trivia. Miss World, she had hair like this, a bob, and she was wearing a black and white gown before Russia.
That was Venezuela, Nina.
Short hair.
Oh.
Ah, then it was her. Because that's the only one I remember distinctly that had short hair. Who else had?
No, Miss Universe में तो I really don't know when was the last winner with a
Totally
short
had
hair.
a crew cut sort of a thing. So
That
that
was no
was
hair.
short.
Yeah,
Like so.
that was it was
That's a
almost like crew cut.
pixie cut. Pixie cut. Like, what do you call it? Pixie
But
cut, I
if you
think. Yeah.
remember, Nicaragua was called first in the top 20. It reminded me of Miss Venezuela, Diana Mendoza, when she was called. It was the same,
Mm,
you start on a winning note and you end. It was like it was her
mm, mm, mm.
destiny to. And if you go back to her, Miss World days, where you can actually see that the girl has put in so much of heart and effort. It's not a one-day victory that has led her to what she is today. And her
Yeah.
transformation even between Miss World and Miss Universe has been tremendous. Her Beauty with a Purpose project was about building an entire bridge that really was damaged because of a hurricane in her poor country. And I think Nicaragua is a really poor country where almost, I think,
Mm.
40%
It's
of them
it's the
are.
first crown for them, right? This is
Yeah,
the
correct.
first crown
So
for them. So it was
huge.
definitely like a Shishmita Sen moment for us as well,
True,
because
true, true.
it
Very
it
true.
it definitely felt deserving, and you could see that energy and that love that she has for her country, and she's humble. So what I love about her, she's humble, and so yeah, absolutely happy Nicaragua won, and absolutely royal. She's regal. She's a goddess. She's gorgeous. I mean, come on. We all loved her the minute she was crowned Miss Nicaragua, and we were like, okay, who is this? So we are surprised and very happy. Very happy. But as we have shared our views on what's upset us, because I think it's the reality. I think it's not about us being pageant whatever's and we have our favorites or not. It's not, because guys, if you think about it logically, you'll know why we're saying what we're saying. So do let us know and comment. And how do you feel about this whole pageant? How did you feel about Anne? How did you feel about El Salvador? The winners, the non-winners, the elimination, and the ones that advanced. So let us know how you feel about this, because we've got so much more coming up, Guru. What do we have coming up for them?
So the next one is all about the future of Miss Universe, and there's going to be a special episode because we've
Mhm.
seen a very important transition with the
Mhm.
legacy owners or the legacy team moving out and the new team with Anne coming in. And I do believe that a lot is going to change in the next couple of months. So that's one important element that we are going to talk about. And after that, as our season finale, it's going to be all about the pageant gurus awards extravaganza for
Extravaganza.
2023. We're looking forward
You
to that as
guys
well.
don't want to miss that. It's going to be a two-part series where we're going to have some incredible categories you've never
Amazing.
seen before by any pageant vlogger in the world. So we have special nominations, special categories. We're going to split it into episodes, and we're going to end the year with a bang, because it's going to be our first anniversary on
That's
December 26th. So hopefully that would be the video that's going to come out that time. But we've got a lot of juicy gossips, a lot of things about Miss Universe. and a lot of tidbits that we're hearing in the grapevine about Miss Universe as well. So you don't want to miss the next episode. And well, Guru, that's pretty
Well,
much
that's
it for
about it.
now.
It was a long episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and many more to come. And Miss Universe season now officially comes to an end. Thanks to both of us. And yes, it was great that all these efforts have finally culminated into a worthy winner. Loved it. It
Mhm.
was she was there right on top of our prediction list. So great ending to a wonderful year,
Mhm.
the Miss Universe. So all the very best. Good night, good afternoon, good morning, and as Anne said, hello, universe.
Bye,
One.
universe. But take care, sweethearts. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm because it's snowing everywhere and it's getting cold here as well. So stay tuned for more, and we love you. Mwah! Bye.
Shukriya.